The more I look at the CRX, the more it puts a smile on my face. What's going on, you guys? Welcome back. Today is a hydro e-brake type of day, and I want to get at least the whole mechanism and the bracket put into the car. If we have time to get to the lines, we'll get to the lines. If not, then we'll take care of that tomorrow. But I spent all morning watching, exploring with Josh. If you guys don't follow that channel on YouTube, he does pretty much exploring all abandoned buildings and like asylums and stuff. I love that kind of deal. So I spent a couple hours doing that this morning. So I was gonna make my lever out of steel, or yeah, steel. Get one thicker than this, or just weld two of these together and make this my handle. But the tubing that I bought a couple of videos ago is aluminum, and this was bought for this portion right here. So once I remove this right here, I'm welding on a new tube, which is then going to be going to you know, in place of this, with the handle welded on here to be my hydro e-brake handle. And I got some aluminum plates right there. That's pretty thick. It's like a quarter of an inch, if not more. And then I have a big old sheet right there behind the table, the little white thing right there. That's a big old sheet of aluminum that I can make a longer handle, because I think that may be too short. Like, it's only up to about right here maybe. But yeah, like I said, we'll figure it out once we get to drawing out the template for a hydro handle. But right now, if you guys remember what we did in the last video, we made a plate, and I think what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna shorten that plate so it'll be more kind of closer, tucked towards the center console rather than way out. And then we'll cut that out of steel wherever my sheet of steel is at, and then we're gonna get it welded into the car. Now, I like starting my video off a little bit with talking before we get into the work. You know, I don't often go back and reply to every single comment, although I read every single comment. It's not that I don't like H2B. It's like I said in the last video, I mentioned that I'm not going to go H2B because I don't want to have to cut off the motor mount ears to weld in the stock one back into place to utilize the stock EFB series motor mounts, then a transmission. Given that this is a budget build, guys, I'm trying to keep it budgeted, because if I did the plateless, or if I did QSD or whatever, the Evolution kit, it's money. I have to buy all that kit to make it work. Granted, I have a tranny shift linkage motor mounts everywhere in the garage, but having to cough out money for the kit is a lot, okay? H22, straight H22 has been proven, and like I said, I'm gonna give it a shot. We're not sure how far the H22 is gonna go, but we're gonna push its limits while trying to be on the safe side of it because of longevity. And you know, if something had happened to the pistons or whatever, this is a closed deck block, I just found out. And like I said, if anything happens, I can always do piston rod setup. And if anything's wrong with the transmission, then we can always source, you know, gearings from the junkyard. If you guys ever watch Boosted Boys, they've been sourcing parts from the junkyards God knows how long before they went straight cut. And to the comments about doing straight cut, that is a ton of money. For a $250 car, that is a lot of money. So there's no hate towards H2B. I got friends with H2B. I just don't think it'll fit my budget. So no H2B, guys. So the sheet of metal that I had is stainless steel, and flux core and stainless steel is not a good combination, but it does work if you know how to really like set the settings right. But here is my plate, the bracket bolted down, and I'm about to test fit it one time real quick, measure out this length as well, so that way I'll know if the sheet of aluminum I have is perfect or not. And then once we get everything all squared up, we'll move the welding machine inside the car. I've changed my mind. I do not want to weld this to the tunnel of the car, and what I'm going to do is plenty of room here. I'm just going to make some tab, probably two or just one long one all the way across this side of here, make it a 90 degree, and then bolt it to the tunnel. You know what I mean? Like have a tab that comes down right here, and then put some holes in there, drill some holes on the tunnel here, and then just bolt it down. And then what I'm going to do is, like I've mentioned, I'm going to make a leg from right here down, and then elbow towards this hole and put a 12mm in there as well, so that way when I'm pulling it, it doesn't bow. You know what I mean? It has a structural support right here to keep it from bowing, and I think that'll be a pretty good idea to go with, rather than trying to weld inside the car with the carpet, because you know me, I can probably burn this motherfucker down. So yeah, I'm gonna cut some pieces, tack some spots, fit it, and then weld it. We'll come back and show you how or what we come up with. So this side right here, I burnt it hot, and you can see there ain't no damn color on it. Well, there was color on it earlier. I did have some gas coverage on it until I welded the backside. So when I welded the backside, this pretty much just went all gray. But the backside, this was all like test runs, because I was watching the Fabrication series yesterday on how to weld, and I changed different settings and did different passes, like speed wise, feeding the wires and stuff. You can see how that dimes look different than those dimes, and the color obviously there and there is different than this one here. All this is still a work in progress for me, and you know, I just haven't had some real run time because of material and gas. But this bracket is welded, and I'm gonna mock it up in place right here where it's supposed to be. See, I bent the bracket, I tacked it on both sides first, and then I pretty much put it up against here, and then I pretty much like bent it until we got the angle to get this plate to be nice and straight up like it is right there, and then I welded it fully. So I got two holes right here which are going to be bolted to the side of the tunnel, and then once I get this like figured out, you know, bolted down, then I'm going to make the leg that goes from there to that hole. But progress is better than no progress, especially because I procrastinate a lot. Yo, we got this bracket fully bolted in, bracket right here, this extra leg welded, burnt it kind of hot, but you know what, it'll do the job. See, if I pulled it, see, if I pull it this way, it shakes a little bit, but if I pull it this way, the direction I'm going to be holding this lever in, it won't go anywhere. We got 3 supporting sides. Now I can put my center console back on, and then we'll figure out a design for the handle. This right here is the first piece to my lever, and it's not straight like the one I've been you know, taped onto the hydro conversion. This one I just made it angled because you know, it'll sit forward like this if it was in the car, so I made this little angle so it'll be nice and parallel to the shifter and within my reach, rather than me trying to grab it from over here. Instead, it's now over here, so shorter distance. And what I'm going to do is, I literally cut this by hand with a sawzall. So what I'm going to do right now is I'm going to make a second one, right? Oh, dang it. So I'm going to trace out a second one, and then I'm going to weld the two together so that way we can have a thick ass lever rather than just this one right here. I mean, this is plenty of strong, but I want to make sure that it's not going to bend or crack or break when I you know, hold this lever down. So I'm going to cut another one out right now, and then I'm going to weld the two together, and then I'm going to cut and drill this right here, which then is going to sit on top of this tube. And then this tube is going to be inside the bracket with the screw in the middle. And then this hole right here is for the clevis, which then connects to the master, so that way we can engage that rod when we pull the lever down. much stronger. Alright, I got the light out tonight, this evening, this late evening. So here's the tube, right? What I did was I took the lever and took it to my drill press, drilled the hole out until the tube fit into the hole nice and snugged, right? And then I took my digital caliper, measured this one right here, this previous lever, and then I cut the tube accordingly. So now let me show you the lever that I came up with. Here it is, not welded up yet, but it is two-piece, nice and solid. I just got to weld it together, make it one unit. There is the tube right there. Again, not welded, so it moves back and forth. And probably gonna make a custom clevis too, because I don't have one, unless I go to the junkyard or something and get one from an Integra or EG or something. But I got this red knob from the RSX 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and reverse. Red means stop, and this is aluminum, so that's good. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna cut it straight down the middle right here, and then I'm gonna taper this in to the width of the bottom of this knob. And like I said, I'm gonna slit it, I'm gonna slide it right on there, and then I'm gonna weld this to the knob so that this is one whole unit. And ideally it should look something like that. Now, before I start welding all of this, I just want to give a quick shout out and thank you to Wilt Gen Fab for sending me a WP17 stock replacement torch, because mine was broken right here, and you can obviously see the duct tape. It did its job for some time, but it was just like super inefficient and wasting more gas than anything. So I swapped it over. Where you at? I swapped it over right here, and I don't have the correct whatever you want to call this collar thing right here is, but this will definitely do for now until I get a new torch. Because while I was you know, changing it out, this tear that I had on this hose for some time is a lot bigger now, so I need a whole new torch anyways. And like I said, this will do just the small jobs that I need to do, like this and stuff, until I figure out what new torch I want to go with. But yeah, I'm gonna get started on welding this. I just got everything hooked up to the 220. Nobody's doing laundry, it's late anyways, and I'm about to peel back this sucker right here. Oh, and I tapered this top portion because it was a lot wider than the knob, and I had to shave this oxidized, or not oxidized, this anodized coat right here. So now it's you know, right up in that hole, and I'm pretty much just gonna weld around it and get this sucker completely you know, welded to the lever, so I don't have to worry about. All right, it is 10:30, and the two-piece lever is welded completely, like it's still hot, all the way around. And the tube right here is also welded all the way around, and it didn't burn through, which is awesome. And what I also did was I stuck a 12mm in there to ensure you know, it doesn't like droop or whatever if it went too hot. Lucky enough for me, it didn't. And I got the knob welded on. It was kind of a bitch because the inside where the nut is at is still anodized, so it kept surfacing every time I got it hot enough to, you know, fuse together and weld. And after 2 passes, I got it all, you know, welded up. Unfortunately, the red is now freaking gone, and that sucks. But I'm probably gonna clean up this bigger weld tomorrow or something. Not able to put this in the car tonight, but we'll take care of that tomorrow. And yeah, this is looking freaking awesome. So you know what that means? It is time to end this video, guys. We got the hydro conversion installed in the car. The bracket itself is a half-sport cable to hydro for your transmission, which uses the cable, and I use that as the base bracket for the Willwood Master, and then we made a custom lever out of aluminum sheets that I had lying around, and shift knob that I had from the RSX that I bought. We're close to having a full hydro brake conversion, and all we got to do left now is install that and then build the lines to the rear and then block the fronts off. So with that being said, we will continue this tomorrow, guys. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace out.